It's such an insane story, isn't it? A man launches a coup against the government. His insurrection fails and his supporters are injured, and some of them are even killed in the process. The criminal justice system attempts to hold him accountable, but he is ultimately swept into power on a platform of demonizing minorities and wokeness. Now, while he pits average citizens against one another, he buddies up with the titans of industry, some of the wealthiest people he can find. He inflames racist passions while getting rich beyond comprehension. Then he begins mass deportations. And then he opens concentration camps. Now, this may not be what you were thinking. I'm talking about a different autocrat here. Way back in November of 1923, an autocrat and his Nazi party led a group in an attempt to overthrow the German government. The plotters hoped to march on Berlin and spark a revolution, but the insurrection failed miserably. The Munich police clashed with insurrectionists as they marched into the city center, and the police ultimately killed more than a dozen of the autocrat's supporters. Now, the judges convicted him on the charge of high treason. However, they gave him the lightest allowable sentence of 5 years in a minimum security prison. Upon his release, he began to lean into his reputation as a voice of the common man. He would rage against so-called elites and the establishment. He said Marxists and degenerates were ruining his great country, and he needed to restore Germany's prior greatness. He found that minorities were an excellent scapegoat for the German people's problems. Jews, but also the Roma, homosexuals, and other marginalized people were easy targets. He harnessed this xenophobia and turned it into fuel for his political project. And then in 1933, a decade after his failed insurrection, he was elected chancellor. Immediately after he was appointed chancellor, the Nazis started the systematic destruction of free press, beginning with the expulsion of any journalists who challenged the party line. This was accomplished through a combination of force, political arrests, and exile. For the next few months, several newspapers were either consolidated or shut down in the name of nationalism. On October 4th of 1933, the Reich press chief Otto Dietrich helped formulate and pass the editorial control law, which placed all remaining press under government control and banned any non-Aryan undesirable from participating in journalistic activities. While the German people turned against one another and lacking the ability to get real information, he began to consolidate not only political power, but economic power as well. He surrounded himself with wealthy Germans, oligarchs, one could say, and banned trade unions and other progressive organizations. Corporate profits soared, while his championed common man was left in the cold. From 1933 to 1939, German wages fell significantly. The number of hours worked rose by 15%. Serious accidents in factories increased, and workers could be blacklisted by employers for questioning their working conditions. All the while, the dear leader was accruing wealth. Reporting suggests from the time he became chancellor until his death in 1945, he received some 700 million Reichsmarks in corporate payments. That's well over $3 billion. As he grew richer, he kept Germans distracted by even more aggressively pitting them against each other. He passed the Reich citizenship law and a host of other decrees that made it so only people of, quote, German kindred blood could be citizens of Germany. He convinced people that degeneracy, or what you might call wokeness, was corrupting the minds of the German youth. Nazi groups would not only ban, but burn books in large bonfires. And he, of course, would then turn to mass deportations and then ultimately the final solution to deal with the populations who he had vilified for years and years. History is fascinating, isn't it? It doesn't repeat itself, but it often rhymes. Thanks everyone for watching. Your support means the world to us. So make sure you hit the like button and you subscribe to our channel to make sure that you never ever miss a video. We're live every day, 10 a.m. Eastern time. We drop even more content at 2 p.m. Eastern and 5 p.m. Eastern. And if you want more Don Lemon Show content, we'd love for you to become a member of the Lemon community, where you will receive access to special community posts. You'll get exclusive content and members-only live shows. So head over to our channel page or click the join button on this video. Again, thank you for watching. We appreciate your love and your support, and we will see you next time.